Hi guys, Flavien here, dedicated buyer for ATL JDM in Japan, and we're with 1990, I'm not actually sure of the year, but it's a Jimny Sierra Elk. I'm not sure what the Phoenician trim, what does the Elk stand for, but it's definitely not the first one that I see like that. I'm gonna try to get you the year of it. So this is like, this specificity of this one is that it is not 1996, so this is not a K car. Usually Jimnys here are K cars, but you can see that this one has bigger over fenders, front and rear, because it doesn't have to follow K car regulations, so it can have a wider body than K cars. Also, it does not have a sorry about that. Maybe finished? Maybe? Okay, that was the last one. Sorry about that, guys. There's, like, allergies are going through the roof right now. So I was saying that yes, they do not have to follow KG Dosha's limits, so it can be wider than normal, which is why it's allowed to have those over fenders. Same thing also with the engine. It does not have the F6A 657cc turbo car. It has, well, the exact same one that you have in the US, which is the 1.3 liter G13B that comes in your Suzuki Samurai. So this is basically exactly a right-hand drive Suzuki Samurai that you get in the US, which is very practical for one thing, which is parts. It does get like lots of different parts that just can be bought straight off Rock Autos, and it's exactly the same as a normal Suzuki Samurai. The only difference usually are like brake master cylinder, clutch cylinder. Sometimes hydraulic fluid exit like one side or the other. If it's like put on this side of the firewall, it's not going to come out the same way. So that's usually the only difference between right-hand drive and left-hand drive cars when they are sold in different markets. But this is a Suzuki Samurai. So this one does need lots of work paint-wise. Other than that, it's pretty much good mechanically, but paint-wise, it pretty much needs a full paint. You can see like the wheel, little bump here, little scratch here. Here you can see some and more paint here, more paint on the roof. It basically needs a full paint and a little bit of body work here. So those are metal over fenders, and they do rust. So there was some bonded here, which is that happened unfortunately, and so that would have to be fixed. But you can see really how it's made. It's basically just a Suzuki Jimny, a normal K car, and they just like bolt on a fender just over it, and that's it. Really cool to see the little differences like that. So let's go now with, can take a look at the interior. Overall, very clean interior. No real issues to talk about. Like the foam is still good everywhere. Rear seats are nice also. Roof liner is good. Radio air conditioning is running right now. It is very hot here. And we have 178,000 kilometers. You can see not a lot of gas, but the temp is dead center. Absolutely no issues whatsoever. Typical rust spot on them are safe here. You can see that's definitely the really typical rust spots here, just there. So they just like rust the whole floor. It's pretty bad. Definitely no issues. It does have some fairly recent Yokohama Dual-Ender 80 tires. They're from like end of 2020. They are winter tires. Alright, that's pretty much all we can talk about here. Oh, another rust point that's very common on them right here, and you can see, like usually you will see it through the carpet anyway, but no rust issues whatsoever. Up. All right, it's gonna be it for the walk around. Let's go for a little test drive. All right, let me put on my seatbelt. The seat just reclines by itself. Okay, that is fine. Okay, the seat tends to recline a little bit by itself. It's a bit annoying. Up. So we're gonna leave Autobacks. Typical Jimny, not a very comfortable car. It's not what it's asked. I just tested the four-wheel drive system also quickly because they are like manual lockers, so I can't really I have to basically those four-wheel drive systems do not run them on concrete, so I just tried it really little bit to see if everything was working, and it is working correctly. But do not making a U-turn, for example, with the four-wheel drive system on concrete will destroy the whole thing. It's not going to break it right away, but very quickly the whole system will have to be rebuilt. So really just do it quickly to see that everything's working, but do not run the four-wheel drive system unless you're on dirt. Super Autobacks, which is a really crappy. I just spent yesterday maybe 40 minutes to try to find some basic K spark plugs, and they don't sell any. Yellow Hat doesn't sell spark plugs. Autobacks doesn't sell spark plugs. It's basic stuff. Nope, they don't. Extremely annoying. Okay. So for everyone with JDM dreams, avoid Autobacks. It's just a useless shit. Alright. So very much a normal behavior right there. Very not comfortable, very much not comfortable, but very not precise steering either, but everything is normal, that's what you have to keep in mind. It's basically the same design since really long time ago. I hope that the GoPro doesn't vibrate too much, really. I do see it move quite a bit. Just let go. I'm not supposed to do that, but those lights are really horrible, and I do not have time today actually to drop a car in emergency to the port, and yeah, just I squeeze in a couple test drives just now, but that's pretty much all I can do. Taking this road, first it's a bit shorter for me to go back to the shop, but drives a bit much. I'm not completely stuck in traffic, which is nice. But yeah, suspension do feel good, more comfortable than my own Jimny actually. I have a JB23W, that's a JB32. The 23 actually is newer than the 32, which doesn't make any sense, but that's Jimny's for you. And mine is really, really not comfortable. The lift that it has does not help also. This one is much more suited for normal city driving. Radio? Try it. Definitely was bought locally, you know that's the only radio right there, like 76.5. 76.5 is the only radio that that does have some kind of reasonable music in the area. So you know that when the car comes from around there, usually the radio is always always set to that station. But yeah, overall, like not really any visible issue like you've seen, like just like little bit of body repair on the over fender, on the front right over fender, and most of all just paint. Paint just needs to be repainted. I'm not sure if like Pars does it or if the customer will do it. This is a custom order, so this one is sold already. I'm not sure who does what. Pars is the one dealing with customer. I don't do it, so maybe that's what the customer wants. Sometimes like they ask Pars to repaint it, and of course the price is different. So I'm not sure what is happening with this one, but I'm pretty sure that the paint will be addressed somehow. Whoever does it. It is a nice, really nice little car, so I think it deserves a good little paint. Super practical light. I have to be like this to just see it. Really not idealized. So keep in mind when you get into four-wheel drive with this one, you just need to like use the manual lockers. The four-wheel drive system basically does not work if like the front drive shaft will turn. You just switched it into four-wheel drive, but it will not engage the wheels. You need to manually lock the hubs. And they're very smooth and nice. And once the hubs are locked, then you can drive off-road with the four-wheel drive system engaged. As I said, you also have like a transfer case on this one, so you just switch it from from 2 high to 4 high, and then back up to 4 high, and then neutral in between. Those things really go everywhere. Very cool little off-roaders. Gonna be it for today, and well, if you have any questions, just let us know in the comment, and until next time, bye.